do like to see.
But I'm not convinced. I like his body language out here in the warm-ups. He's trying to act very casual. And I just don't think that's really the body language he wants to be putting over on this. He did this right in the warm-ups of the Australian Open final, his first major final against Korda. He hit 2 shots in the warm-ups behind his back. I mean, trying to sort of de-weight the occasion, downplay it. And I just don't think you can really do that. I mean, at a certain point, you can't really be in denial about how important a match like this is. You have to go after it. Agassi is putting over a very, very different look. 27 years old now. This guy's had so many ups and downs, so many comebacks in his career, and his whole attitude is, hey, guess what? I grew up wanting this occasion. I came back wanting this moment. I've been killing myself the last couple of months. He's lost almost 20 pounds. He's in very fine shape. His whole attitude is, I've been working this hard so I can play on Sunday. And here's how he got to Sunday. A couple of easy first-round matches. Had to mix it up with Albert Costa of Spain. That went 3. And the rest of it has been very solid.
Well, Andre's comeback from 141 in the world last November has surprised even Agassi.
It's nice that it's come around this quickly, because really I wasn't expecting this. I was planning on a long, difficult, certainly start of the year, and I feel really confident now. I feel great on so many aspects of the game, and it's almost like it's a second shot at my career. You know, in my mind, I didn't resign myself to tennis. I think that's also a big variable. A lot of these other guys quit, and then they want to come back, and they had enough of it, and I didn't really have enough of it. I wasn't sure what I was going to do, and I just found myself in a tough spot, which now it's not so much a comeback, it's just going back to work with a passion again.
And that passion has been paying off. In just 4 months, he's risen from 141 in the world to 31st, and he's still climbing. But his opponent today is also scorching the tour, and Agassi is looking forward to proving who's hot and who's not.
The question remains, can he stop big tennis? Can he stop heat? Can he handle big situations? Can he Dr. Feel-Good power? And I don't know. You know, I got to get out there. I got to hit my shots. I got to see if I need to break them down or I need to go through them. And so I'm looking forward to just how it's all going to match up.
Obviously, for Andre Agassi, it's not just about getting back physically. It's regaining that psychological edge.
I just enjoy getting on the court and knowing my opponent fears something. You know, that ultimately becomes what motivates you. It's just an element of competition. But above anything, I enjoy stepping on the court, entering a tournament, and not only myself, but the rest of the players, knowing that, okay, I'm here to win it.
And Mary, when you talked to Andre the other night, he was pretty adamant about the fact that Rios really had to earn his respect.
That's just what he said. I mean, his whole attitude is, all right, let's see what you got. You know, let's see it. They've never before played, so, you know, that always makes for another interesting variable. And I was speaking with Rios's coach of the last 3 years, Larry Stefanki, earlier this morning, and Stefanki honestly feels that Agassi and his group and his orchestra is not taking seriously enough that Rios is a lefty. I mean, he's not a real obvious lefty the way our friend John McEnroe was, you know, or Goran Ivanisevic is such an obvious lefty. But Larry says, you know, this kid has got tremendous lefty shots, and his serve, his lefty serve, while not big, has been very, very solid for him. He says, you know, Rios, when he won Indian Wells, the other big Super 9 that just ended before the Lipton, he was 78% effective on his serve. He doesn't go for a lot of big shots, and in fact, he's going to try to break down the Agassi forehand, not go for a lot of lefty spins, but actually serve an awful lot down the middle of the court. He has got to take care of his serve against Agassi. Because if he can hold, he's going to feel confident about the rest of his game.
Paulo Pereira of Brazil, adding to the South American flavor of this event. He's in the chair. You heard in the background.
You're not assuming there'll be some jingoism involved.
No.
Okay.
But the chanting, certainly. Davis Cup-like chanting has already started. In fact, it's been going on for about the last half hour. Second serve is, we're underway here on the stadium court.
played in the U.S., there are rabid Rios fans here, and this really will feel like a Davis Cup match. It might even feel for Agassi like he's playing in Chile.
Is that going to help Rios with his nerves or hurt him?
That's, again, who knows? That's an interesting thing. This is the 400 section. That's where his real fans are. And earlier today, a buddy of mine told me that those $20 seats up on top are going for $200. And the scalpers were getting it. A tremendous start, a flying start for Marcelo Ríos. This is exactly what he wanted to come out doing. Forehands looks quite a bit like Agassi's, doesn't it?
Football called.
And so Agassi hears his support. This is terrific. This is great stuff. This is also, we found out earlier, a squeaky shoe festival. These two are such terrific movers, and you really hear it on the hard courts, the rubber against the court. This is going to sound like a basketball game. It's going to sound like Final Four. A quick racket change. Not since 1978, when Guillermo Vilas got to the very top of men's tennis, has the South American been this good.
.40-30.
He does that a lot, Rios. Before he serves, he'll bend down, get a little loose.
So Marcelo Ríos holds, and we're underway at the Lipton. Andre Agassi preparing for his first service game of the match. Sold out stadium court. Earlier this week, Mary found out about Lipton's involvement with this event.
We were the founding sponsor, and it's now 14 years ago. We thought it was good for us. It was a good way to get the people to focus on our brands. And we thought it was just a terrific thing in terms of associating ourselves with a great event.
What have been some of your favorite moments of the Lipton all these years?
Each year, we have been lucky that the finals have turned out to be an exciting event, regardless of who it was that has wound up in the finals. Even when the top seeds have been knocked out, the events have turned out to be memorable. And I think the exciting part about the whole sport is that that's what makes the sport so great.
Well, this has the potential to be one of the most memorable finals ever. And I mean, the crowd has not been quiet since we went away. Double fault. Oh. 15 all. Andre has won his last 5 matches against top 10 players. That includes Alex Correia the other night, the semifinals. We've talked a lot about the Rios nerves. How about Andre?
I think Andre is much more used to these really big occasions. Again, I go back to what Rios was listening to from Larry Stefanki's coach. He said, look, don't feel all kinds of pressure. This guy you're playing is a multiple Grand Slam winner, a past, world's #1. Don't get too uptight.
Double break point.
Oh, yeah. That is good stuff.
So the early service break to Marcelo Ríos.
Doesn't look like something you can really put away easily. Both guys are from the baseline. Andre's pretty speedy, although I do think Marcelo Ríos is even quicker of foot. And I think Agassi is going to have to work a little bit harder to chase down some of these shots. Again, these two have never played before. And I think Andre is still feeling what it's like to play against Ríos. Another error from Agassi. Ríos coming into this match has had less than half the amount of errors as Andre this week. Ríos has played remarkably clean tennis. And Agassi has not yet got that focus and concentration level, nor the confidence level that got him to the very top of men's tennis a couple of years ago. Agassi wanted a call. From two shots back. He did not get it. Matcam shows that Agassi's wrong. That shot stayed in right on the line. Let's see if he thinks he's gotten a bad call. Let's see how he behaves and throws off. The disappointment. 30 love.
Second serve.
Oh, that's bad.
Agassi already with 7 unforced errors.
Yeah. 120 miles an hour into the Agassi forehand. Spanked it back just as quickly as it came to him.
Relatively easy service game for Marcelo Ríos, and he's out to a great start against Andre Agassi. 3-love. Meanwhile, around the grounds here at the Tennis Center at Crandon Park, not a bad place to get a few tennis tips. We'll return in a moment. The inaugural men's final in 1985 was one to remember. After Scott Davis won the first 2 sets, Tim Mayotte came storming back to capture the last 3 with an overhead smash that sent Davis to the showers, and emotional Mayotte brought home Lipton's first men's championship.
Andre Agassi's really going to have to step it up. He's won 4 points in 3 games.
15 love.
Ríos was right there. Had plenty of time. He moved so quickly to the ball. And just tried to bunt it back.
Great placement at 109 miles an hour for 40 love.
is a great service game at love.
First ace. So 3-1 Rios. CBS Sportsline is the best site to get all of your sports information with complete coverage from baseline to baseline. Real-time scores, schedules, and stats, exclusive columns, plus interviews and much more. Go to keyword CBS Sportsline on America Online. Asking for quiet. That probably will be a continuing problem. Nice serve by Rios, only 97 miles an hour, but out wide. Chilean fans everywhere.
Rios has had such fine control of his serving, really taking care of it in the last month, moving it all around the box, doesn't go for too much. He gets an extraordinary amount of first serves in. And that's what has helped make his life so much more comfortable lately. Agassi had a love hold, and now Rios on the verge of the same. And these two have such big return games that it's saying a lot about how their opponents are serving.
Love game for Marcelo Ríos. 4-1 first set. A raucous atmosphere for the men's final of the Lipton Championships. Marcelo Ríos trying to become #1 in the world against Andre Agassi. Agassi serving 1-4 first set. Second double fault for Agassi, 15 all. Late call. And Agassi goes right back. (30-15).
Again, Agassi is getting outgunned. Andre really feels that he hits the ball harder and heavier than Marcelo Ríos. But so far, Ríos is getting the ball behind Agassi. And Andre is going to have to move harder to get to these shots. Yanked on that one a little too much, Agassi. He's so respectful of Rios' footwork that he really feels like he's got to be going for the lines, and this one just missed.
So break point for 5-1 Ríos.
Talking to Brad Gilbert just before this match, and he said, look, I still think Andre's a better player. You know, he said, and he said, that said, results don't lie. I mean, Ríos must have something that I don't know about. They kind of call him, you know, the little guy and all that kind of stuff. In fact, if Ríos wins, he will be the shortest #1 ever. think that's a nice serve for Agassi. It's fairly safe. He's got good control of that wide serve, and he yanks Rios off the court. I think, again, Rios is kind of short, only about 5'9". Get that second hand off his backhand side.
So Agassi survives the break point, and it's 4-2. Since the Australian Open, where he lost a 5-setter to Alberto Berasategui after being up 2 sets, Andre Agassi has won 18 of 19 matches.
And Bill, Agassi really likes the idea that this is a 3 of 5 set final, too.
Great angle.
Agassi's played a lot of 5-set matches, and he's more than willing to grind. This is an 89-mile-an-hour serve, so it's sat up. And that's what gave Agassi that kind of an angle. For his part, Rios thinks that the 3 of 5 sets is to his advantage, even though he's got an awful lot of tennis in him. He won the Indian Wells title against Greg Rusedski. That went 4 sets, including 2 tiebreaks. He's been playing a lot, but he thinks he's very fit. He thinks over 5 sets, Agassi will break down. That rifle shot from Agassi on the forehand drew the error from Rios after a long, complicated baseline rally. And that's going to be the question of the day from the baseline. Who pulls the trigger first and with the best aim? And it is hard to do. Just couldn't really react to that ball. It spun right into him, Rios.
So double break point for Agassi to get back on serve. Oh! A gift. Now Andre Agassi with his supporters. A little scrabble there. 4-3, first set. Well, we're back on serve in Stadium Court at the Lipton Championships. And next weekend, for the Hot Wheels of NASCAR, the address is CBS. On Saturday, it's a Grand National Showdown at the Coca-Cola 300. And on the CBS Sports Spectacular, get a look back at an All-American tradition in a salute to NASCAR's 50th anniversary. The next Sunday, the Winston Cup Circuit takes over the Texas 500 right here on CBS.
You really get the sense that Andre Agassi, Bill, has dug himself into this match now. Rios has gone a little flat. Rios had only 3 errors in the first 5 games of the match, and he's had 6 in the last 2 games. There's another. And that's what Agassi was pretty sure he could do. Really impose his will on the kid. Really make him feel the weight and the force of him. There it is, another one in this game. And I think it's pretty smart of Rios to center the ball as much as he is against Agassi. He doesn't want Agassi to be given angles from him. He wants Agassi to try to create them. And that's just what Andre tried to do in that last shot and missed it wide.
To the open court.
Yeah, he wanted to drive that one down the middle, but he didn't have enough on it. Agassi's got all kinds of time to take a big cut at that one. One of my favorite people on the planet Earth, the great Billie Jean King, U.S. Fed Cup captain again. She was the Olympic coach as well, helped Lindsay Davenport win her gold 2 years ago. And the Men's Davis Cup will play at that site in Stone Mountain, Georgia next weekend. Andre Agassi once again stepping it up, playing for the U.S. along with Jim Courier, Todd Martin. Against Russia. Richie Renenberg also on that team. And this is tremendous experience for Agassi going into next weekend, because this is the closest thing to a Davis Cup match at a non-Davis Cup event that I have ever experienced. And now the Americans are cheering ferociously for the American, because Agassi has evened this match.
Great hustle from Rios.
Well, you give so much pressure to your opponent when you give the message that I will chase down everything. You're going to have to hit the ball so hard and so close to the lines to get it past me.
For all, and now 15 love. $30-15.
The serving of Rios has really held up for him. Larry Stefanke, his coach, watching on. Again, not a big serve, 87 miles an hour, but he gets to go coast to coast. Drags Andre out of court, and then has all kinds of space to hit an easy winner. I like how he doesn't try to overhit his serve. That one just sat up way too much for Agassi.
And Andre climbed all over it.
It wasn't directed well enough, and it was too short. But still game point for Rios.
Great serve. 5-4, Rios. Stars and Stripes. Goodyear's blimp fleet will double this year with 3 new blimps arriving in international markets, 2 in Europe and 1 in South America.
I like what Andre Agassi said the other night to us. We were talking, and he said, hey, This is what my comeback's been all about. I want to go out there and see that blimp and get going. He really was so much largely absent last year, Agassi. A 12-12 record for 1997. Agassi said, let's see if Ríos can handle my heat. Remember that? Well, you know what? He's getting quite a bit of heat himself. And on that occasion, he just wasn't able to get his racket back in time to react to it. It is so hard to do this. And I cannot impress enough how hard it is to hit an almost cold winner from that far back against such a speedy opponent. Agassi really does like his down-the-line forehand, but he wasn't in enough position to control it. The better play really would have been for him to go back cross-court. It's a safer shot, and it could have gotten him back in the court. These points are all pretty snappy and explosive. I mean, neither one of these guys really wants to be grinding against the other. They both really prefer targets, big serve and volleyers.
Chance of USA ringing out.
Boy, both these players are making such good use of that wide serve to drag their opponents off court. And both these players really like it when their opponents take the risks. You know, it makes their job easier. They like, you know, targets up at the net. You know, they like to see somebody up there. So that's why this could be a real war from the baseline. This kind of tennis that these two have to play over 5 sets takes a lot of concentration, patience, and fitness. What's the call? Paulo Pereira in the chair agrees that Rios found the court.
So 30-15.
And a couple of times now, Agassi thought he got hooked. The call stands. Pretty big call. It's now 30-15 at 5-all.
116 miles an hour right down the tee.
You know, Rios, in talking with his coach, Larry Stefanki, says, I really want to try to beef up my serve. And Stefanki said, look, you know what? Chang tried that. He's a little guy. He tried that. It didn't. I don't think it works well. Get a lot of them in. Create pressure that way. Don't try to overserve. A double fault there.
First double fault.
So he's feeling it. You can see that ball, it moved around. His toss drifted on him. That could be a function of nerves at this very important point of this first set.
That's what Larry Stefanki, his coach, said at the final against Peter Korda down in Australia, that his legs just stopped working. He was so nervous.
Yep. Oh. 2 real sloppy-looking shots in a row. And normally he takes it so much earlier, Rios. He moves behind it and really does a lot of work to make that work.
And a lot of the Rios game is based on footwork.
Listen, the cornerstone of any world's #1 is their footwork. I've seen #1 players who haven't had big serves, they haven't had great backhands. There's never been a slow #1 in the world, ever. It's the first thing you got to have. Well, if you get tired of tennis here at the Lipton, a little golf is always available. Virginia Wade tried it out. She's giving lessons out there at the Lipton Golf Club.
And so did John Lloyd at the Lipton Tea Time practice range. Other celebrities out there, Billie Jean King, Yvonne Lendl, and golf legend Chichi Rodriguez. Whoa, that wasn't very pretty. Well, once again, Andre Agassi finds himself in a position of having to serve to stay in the first set.
He really goofed up that last game, didn't he? I mean, Rios was getting tight, and it was obvious. And Agassi tried to sort of muscle him off the court instead of continuing to just let him lose it. They're yelling Chino. That's Rios' nickname for the Asian cast to his eyes.
17.
We haven't seen too many advances to the net, but this could not have been done better by Ríos. More and more, he's getting comfortable using his opportunities to end a point, end these long rallies early. It didn't have to be a difficult volley at all. Just found the open court. The 30 all.
Look at the winners and unforced errors. Forced errors very similar. There's a winner for Ríos. And that was big. Set point for Marcelo Ríos.
That's good. Ríos tried to keep that rally alive with a squash shot. A real wide forehand. I mean, most players wouldn't have even gotten close to getting that.
Set point number 2.
A huge backhand return set up another set point situation for Marcelo Ríos. This place is going to go nuts if he wins this one. Oh, what clutch serving.
Second ace.
Again, the placement both these guys are showing in serving today has really been impressive. They're moving it all around the box. Again, both guys like that. They like getting attacked at the net. And this approach shot of Agassi's got him in trouble. It was up high and not deep enough. Now for the 4th time, Agassi is facing a set point. a soccer game.
7-5 in 47 minutes.
He is such a big deal in Santiago, Marcelo Ríos. He owns 5 houses, but he pretty much stays with his parents. He becomes a little boy when he goes home. And his father says it's almost impossible for him to live there now because he's so popular, even though he is very much an anti-hero.
Well, there may be a higher level of tennis than this, but I don't think anyone's played it yet.
Now Agassi trying to chase down all the good stuff from Ríos. Just not there in time. They're both going to need a hot bath after this one.
(30-15).
Ríos' father Jorge is here watching on. His mom Alicia came. She's been here, but she can't watch. She's watching it on TV. She's too nervous. Little like Pete Sampras' mom. Patricia Lorraine, Ríos' girlfriend of the last couple of years. Boy, is she nice. TV personality. Back home.
Well, an emotional first set. Ríos out quickly for one. Agassi breaks back, and then Ríos takes the set 7-5. Well, 6 weeks ago, St. Jude Hospital in Memphis was the scene as Marcelo Ríos and a group of ATP Tour pros paid a visit to some seriously ill children. And this scene was certainly in contrast to the sometimes harsh image that we have of Marcelo Ríos. And Larry, in many ways, it was a
sometimes harsh,
life-altering experience for Marcelo.
Well, afterwards, he gave one kid an autograph there, and the kid started crying. It meant so much. When Ríos said to his coach, Stefanki, afterwards, I can't believe it means so much. No, there's no two ways about it. You know, Ríos has an awful lot of growing up to do. He's a real adolescent. He's very rude, very contentious. He's really a pain in the neck to have to deal with, frankly. I mean, I'd like to. People keep telling me, his handlers keep telling me, oh, he's getting better, he's getting better. Well, thank God, because he can't get any worse.
You know, you got to stop holding back.
No, I'm just saying. No, I'm hoping. I think Larry Stefanki is a perfect coach for him. He's got 3 boys under the age of 10.
That's CAR.
No, look, I'm just telling it. Listen. It's just Ríos has a terrible attitude about a lot of things, and hopefully he'll grow out of it because he is so good. He is so good, and he could have such an effect on this sport.
Third ace from Andre Agassi.
I mean, this game could. I mean, he's given the game such a shot in the arm already in South America. He's huge. The game is huge. I mean, he's never going to be, you know, St. Francis of Assisi. You know what I mean? He's not ever going to get that warm and fuzzy. Chickadees aren't going to light on his shoulder. I'm just saying he could be a nicer guy about the whole thing, because now if he's going to be this good, he's going to have to be responsible to the sport. he is good. Man, I'm a very big believer in his game. And it is nice to see that all of the talents he's possessed for so long, he's really harnessed. He's really taken under control. Missed by much. That sat on the net for a fraction of a moment before it decided which way to fall.
It is a warm day here in South Florida. We mentioned earlier the hottest day of the tournament. So the longer this goes, the weather could be a factor. Fourth double fault. Break opportunity now for Ríos. And a 2-love lead here in the second set. Really, as fans, Mary, this is the kind of match you want for a guy to earn the #1 ranking.
That's very true. And you know, there's a discussion about the fact that Ríos could be #1 having never won a major. Some people have a problem with the idea that Marcelo Ríos could take over the #1 spot from Pete Sampras tomorrow without a Grand Slam championship. I really don't have as big a problem with it as a lot of guys. I mean, Sampras has not been playing well this year. And in fact, when Sampras took over the #1 ranking, he didn't have any Grand Slam points on the computer either. Not from that year, 93. Solid stuff from Andre Agassi.
Saving the break point.
Yeah, that's good stuff. He doesn't want to let Ríos, you know, get any kind of a nice looking run. You don't want to get down to set and a break. So that was good for Agassi that he took care of his service game there.
Well, it is a rarity in men's tennis that someone can be #1 without having won a Grand Slam. The last time it happened was 1983. Yvonne Lendl. Some of the activity, a short distance away.
There's Yvonne Lendl right now. In retirement now, but still enjoying himself. Yeah, Lendl took over the #1 spot in '83, Bill, and then won his first major the next year, beating John McEnroe in the final of the French Open. Ríos, again, he's been so solid on serve. I mean, really, for the last couple of months, which is why he's been so tough. A few more winners than Agassi, so he's better in that department as well. And guess what? He's got cleaner numbers all around. Nice hustle from Agassi. Got there in enough time to control a very difficult angle. You really have got to carve under a shot like this and then not overplay the angle.
Real opportunity for Agassi now. Love 30. That's wide.
wide serves both players are using so well. A third ace from Rios, and again didn't beat him with a big huge serve, just over 100 miles an hour. That just tremendous placement. He's got kind of a stressless quality to him anyway, kind of soft looking body, and I think that helps him, you know, with his service motion. An overrule from Paulo Pereira in the chair. So now Andre's walking over there complaining about that, but really feeling like he hasn't gotten one call all day.
Paulo Pereira saying it was inside the line.
Looked good, actually.
Yeah, well, the call came pretty early. He was affected by the call. The call came pretty early. No, I have to give him the benefit of this. We play the point.
He was not even close to hit it.
See, now Rios thought he had himself an ace. Rios is saying, why do we have to replay the point? But he will have to replay it. Now Rios thinks he's gotten hooked on this last point. Everyone's aggravated.
For Marcelo Ríos. We're in the second set at the Lipton. Popular day in a packed stadium here at the Lipton Championships, the tennis center at Crandon Park in Key Biscayne. 14,000 here, and every seat is sold.
Both players want to force the other to give up the short ball, and Agassi gets one here. He's really got to pick up his service percentage, though. It's killing him that he's given Rios so many short second serves. Misses that one. That's a bad miss off a defensive return of serve. Really comes up with the goods here. Agassi really tries to pound them. It was right there, didn't budge. Game of chicken that Rios wins.
Well, Rios, just great hand.
Here's Agassi's dilemma. When he's been serving, he's only been serving at about 50%. Look how healthy his numbers are when he gets that first ball in. But he's giving Rios so many looks at the second ball, and that's why his second serve points are so low. Rios has got a huge return. Here comes another look. And psychologically it wears on you. Even though Rios didn't go for a big second serve return there, now Agassi knows that he's putting an awful lot of pressure on himself, that another rally is going to start on up.
Rios already with 8 break opportunities. And in the previous Agassi service game, another here, and gets it.
It's 3 of 5 sets, this men's final. So Agassi's still got some time, but down a set and a break is not a good place to be against a guy like Marcelo Ríos, who really seems to come out here today proving that he's ready to take over the #1 spot.
Agassi leaning the wrong way. Take a look at the unforced errors by set. Rios only with 1 here in the second set, and there's an ace. The 5th. 109 miles an hour. 30 love. Would be the one a little flat after the break, but it's been Agassi.
Yeah, he's in real trouble now, Agassi. Real trouble. I mean, I can't imagine he'd be already giving up this second set and trying to win the third. That would be crazy. He's just way off, way off.
Love service game from Marcelo Ríos. 4-1, second set. Also won more matches here than anyone else, but currently trailing Marcelo Ríos. Ríos winning the first set, 7-5, and up now in the second. Agassi serves down 1-4. Take a look at how Andre's rankings have moved up and down over the years.
Oh, he's been all over the place. I mean, he'll put in a tremendous year and then kind of take off. He certainly took off a lot of time last year marrying Brooke Shields, his longtime love.
4th ace for 40 love.
Brooke Shields is not here. She's working back in L.A. But he's gotten very inspired by her work ethic. He's seen how, you know, those showbiz folks, you know, the show must go on stuff is really inspired.
And Agassi answers with a love game.
Well, he's really going to have to put it, you know, boy, he's got to, I don't know, it's going to be hard for Agassi. Ríos has played a tremendous second set. He's had 9 winners against just 1 error. So Agassi's really going to try to he's going to have to try to impose himself. Ríos missed it. Overrule. We're going to have a discussion up here between Agassi and Paulo Pereira.
And this ball was clearly in there. I would do the same over there. This ball was clearly in.
He didn't do any squawking, Agassi. I'm proud of him. I mean, he really feels he got hooked on that. Again, we don't have a great angle of this. Paulo Pereira claims it distinctly hit the line. Agassi took it like a man. And again, although Agassi, that's ace number 6, although Agassi might feel like he's getting, not getting the benefit of that on the close calls, his much bigger problem is his opponent. And that could put you in a bad mood, too, playing against a guy playing as well as Ríos.
20-15.
30-15.
Service game for Marcelo Ríos, and he's a game away from a 2-set lead in his quest for the world #1. Shots are from the Goodyear Blimp Stars and Stripes, piloted today by Captain Chambers. Goodyear's blimp fleet will double this year with 3 new blimps arriving in international markets, 2 in Europe and 1 in South America. Well, that's the story here on the stadium court. Marcelo Ríos 7-5. And now Andre Agassi serving to stay in this second set. Such a tough angle.
So dismissive of this 87-mile-an-hour serve of Agassi's. Oh, yeah. He's just making this look insultingly easy.
Look 30.
Look at this. The things that he's acting like, well, it occurred to me that maybe I should go in and try this.
Set point for Marcelo Ríos. Again, a good example of how crucial that first serve is for Agassi.
I can only imagine at this stage Agassi should go for what's worked so well from a nice heavy ball out wide. Yeah, that one. Yeah, that's the play. I think Agassi, he's got it in him to do a little too much of this I'm the man thing, you know? And Ríos is just too quick for that stuff.
Survives the set point. Don't forget, tomorrow night, the evening begins with Prelude to a Champion. And then the NCAA Men's Championship. Utah against Kentucky. Prelude to a championship begins at 9 o'clock Eastern Time. Before that national championship game, a couple of great games last night. Well, you enjoyed them, Mary. And Ríos is just in the groove right now. 7th ace. 40 love. And 3 set points.
Second football called. Had one in the first game of the match.
Well, Agassi has come from 2 sets down a few times in his career, and if he's to win today, he'll have to do it against Marcelo Ríos. Seven, 5, 6-3. Marcelo Ríos and Agassi, and if Ríos can win one more set tomorrow when the rankings come out, he'll be the #1 player in the world.
He's playing #1 tennis, Marcelo Ríos. Now look at this. I love that mule kick backhand of his when he tries to get a little extra purchase on the shot, a little extra leverage by hiking up that leg. Agassi's done it before. But I just don't think today, I mean, unless he really picks up his game, I don't see it happening. Marcelo Ríos played that last set making 16 winners and 2 errors. And he's going to really have to go away to allow Agassi back in. The quality of his play has been so strong, so solid.
Stefanki's thinking, Marcelo, stay focused. Don't let this slip away. Looking on. So Agassi holds, set away from defeating Agassi. And the year was 1968, and they were known as the Handsome Eight. Names from Newcomb, DeRoche, and Drysdale joined forces to form the first professional tennis circuit. This year's Lipton, these pioneers of tennis reunited to celebrate their 30th anniversary. Butch Buchholz looking on. Tournament director under the warm Florida sun.
Nice to have all those guys back here again. Looking pretty good 30 years later, and that's just a testament to their clean living.
Uh-huh.
The Rod Laver wasn't one of the originals. Many still continue to think this guy is the greatest of all time. And he was watching it in Indian Wells a couple of weeks ago. He watched Rios beat Henrik Driekman and told Larry Stefanki, Rios' coach, afterwards, if he continues to serve like that, he can go all the way to the top. Keep in mind, Rod Laver was a little guy, too. He was only about Rios' height, and he didn't have a huge serve, and it didn't matter. Great guy, Laver. And he just thinks this Rios kid's for real. Who doesn't at this point?
Says long, but Andre told us that Rios had to earn his respect. Do you think he's done it at this point?
I think he has.
I think so too. 30 all. Marcelo Ríos, who grew up playing on clay, but he's really developed an all-round game. In fact, last year he was the only men's player to make it to the round of 16 in all 4 Grand Slams. One all, and Mary, what does Andre have to do now to get back into this match?
Again, I honestly think he's got to count on a Rios meltdown. I mean, he's got to, you know, he's really being outplayed, outgunned, and the quality of Rios' tennis has been so high. I think it's really frustrated Agassi.
A little more of that?
Well, yeah, but that's hard to do. That's hard. Again, I'm sure he would like to beef up that service percentage of his, because that's really hurting him. Rios is getting so many looks at the second ball. Again, Agassi would much prefer somebody who was in his face at the net, serving and volleying, giving him targets. How many times can you really squeeze off a winner from the baseline against a guy like Rios, who's so fast himself on the baseline? That's a very small target from very far away. I mean, that's it. I mean, that's what he's got to do to win? That's hard. This is a rifle shot. And if he's got to come up with that kind of stuff for 3 sets, I don't know. If he can, God bless him. That's the problem. The other guy knows how to do it too. Again, this felt just a little too short. It gave Rios a little too much time.
Agassi holds 2-1, third set. As the blimp passes above the stadium court here at the Lipton. Marcelo Ríos up 2 sets. He'll be serving quite naturally at the Lipton Championships.
Like some
Want to
iced
get
tea,
something to
Lipton,
drink?
guys.
Some Lipton iced tea available. Good day for it, I'll tell you. Very warm. Warmest day of the tournament so far. Has a 10-match winning streak. He's lost only 2 sets during this stretch.
He could not be directing the ball better. I mean, his location on serve has been remarkably good.
One of the 2 sets was a 17-15 epic tiebreak against Greg Ruzetsky.
Oh, man.
Clean winner.
Yeah, Andre Agassi has played under a lot more blimps than Marcelo Ríos, but today Ríos is putting in such a mature performance under an awful lot of pressure, including all these rabid Ríos fans.
36 winners for Ríos. Error there, but clearly dominating on that front.
It's unusual to be able to get Ríos flat-footed as he was swinging out at that particular forehand. That's what drew the error. Oh.
2-all. And coming up next at 5 Eastern from the Alamo Dome, get a preview of the players, teams, and stories surrounding the NCAA Men's National Championship game on the Mountain Dew Final 2 show. That's next at 5 Eastern. So the dilemma facing Andre Agassi is 2 sets down. And serving at 2-all.
Again, Agassi still around the 50% mark, which is really hurting him on those second serve points.
Up over 80% though when he gets that first serve.
Yeah, well, that's why. I mean, he's got to just bend a couple more in there. Broken string from Ríos. He's lost all tension in his racket. That's why he's playing like this. Oh, that is unforgivable. Agassi knew that Ríos' string popped and that he had no control. I mean, that's why he was just trying to rub the ball back in the court, and Agassi makes the error. And this is something that you just hate to see. I mean, there was no way that Agassi should have tried a shot like that. One more shot, and I mean, the tension goes out of those rackets so quickly.
Look at the old racket. So 15-all.
That's what Agassi can do more of.
Great placement, 79 miles an hour.
Yeah, just, jerk Ríos around. Just get him off his, his wheelhouse returns. Get those first ones in. Oh, man. Another one. He tried to go for his, hit the big boy stuff. 122.
Agassi holds again. 3-2 in the third. In last year's men's final, Tomas Muster ousted Sergio Bruguera in straight sets to become Lipton's oldest champion at 29 years, 4 months, and 29 days. The victory came 8 years after a serious car accident on the eve of the '89 final, which forced Muster to default against Devon Lendl and threatened Muster's very career. In fact, that Mary, there were those great shots of Muster practicing in a wheelchair before he could get out there and run again on the court.
The indefatigable Mr. Moo had to pull out of this year's Lipton with a hip flexor problem.
Andre has won just 4 points on the Rios serve in this set.
That is so good. Again, he's just playing so within himself. Ace number 10, 100 mile an hour. And John McEnroe, who's a very good buddy of Larry Stefanki and used to be coached by him, said, when I serve at 65%, I never lost. That's just where Rios is.
30 all. There's Larry Stefanki.
What a job he has done in just 3 years. Rios' talent was just squirting out the sides of him. And he was known as a real tanker, too. I mean, he'd really get grumpy and crabby and leave matches early. Not the most coachable kid in the world. That's Rios' father, Jorge. Again, Rios' mom is here, but she's not here. Just can't sit in the stands and watch her kid. She's a tiny little woman who, a fierce singles player herself, hates to lose.
Well placed. Deuce. Agassi trying to make a little noise here.
Again, I feel that Agassi is pressing a lot of the time against Rios because he has such great respect for the Rios speed. And that was a 76 mile an hour serve. It sat up for Agassi, and he tried to do a lot with it, knowing that Rios would chase down anything.
Second double fault. Still a great ratio for Rios. 10 aces and 2 doubles. Back to deuce.
Oh, man.
There you go. Ace number 11.
Kind of a weird shot there from Rios allowed Agassi a nice position at the net for an easy volley, drawing us back to deuce. They're giving Rios the ace.
Andre kept looking around. Seeing if someone had called it out, and there's no overrule. You generally won't get that kind of overrule because it's too far from the chair.
Some booing going on now in support of Agassi.
But Ríos holds for 3-all.
Again, it's important to remember, for Pete's sake, Andre's got to win this match. Pete Sampras loses the #1 ranking in a couple of games, the way things are going. And he can't be too pleased about that. He's been at the top of men's tennis for 5 years, and he's been #1 for 102 straight weeks.
That's what's at stake for Marcelo Ríos. Could become the first South American ranked #1 since the rankings began. It would be the 4th #1 in tour history, the shortest #1. That's it. And this is a big point coming up for Andre Agassi.
You don't usually get a lot of emotion from Ríos, but boy, he's in full flight, and he's sharing it with the fans, which is just what you want to see from a guy like Ríos. You know, let the crowd in. Let them enjoy it. Let them be part of it. Fine ace from Agassi. 117 down the tee for #5. Remember, Agassi said, I've got to see Ríos and decide if am I going to grind with him or am I going to try to hit through him. Obviously, now he's decided, boy, I can't grind with this guy. I'm going to try to have to hit through him.
That was right on the line. And Ríos sprints to the chair. Now the Chilean flags waving above. How good was that? Marcelo Ríos is close to taking over the #1 spot in the world. Stars and Stripes, based in Pompano Beach, Florida. This year, Goodyear is celebrating its 100th anniversary and 73rd consecutive year for its blimp fleet. Now Marcelo Ríos serving, and in the last 2 sets, Ríos has 29 winners and only 9 unforced errors. That is remarkable. 15 love.
He's making Agassi look slow. I mean, both these guys, because it takes such an early ball. Brad Gilbert is, Brad Gilbert, again, his attitude was, well, let's see it. Show me. Ríos is showing him big time. Both these guys take the ball so early, rob each other of time. But it's Ríos who's really making Agassi look a little flat. He's just outdoing him in every department, in particular the serve.
Time is something that is running out for Andre. Now behind 40-15 as Rios serves up 2 sets and 4-3 in the third. Look at the prize money and the tour points. The Rios box. Prize money insignificant compared to the #1 ranking that Marcelo Ríos could earn if he wins this match. There's his dad, Jorge Ríos. And a hint of a smile. Just hitting out on the forehand. 15 all. So when we come back, Marcelo Ríos will serve for the match. Hasn't faced a break point since the 7th game of the match. And all he has to do is hold serve here, and he is the new #1 player in the world. Points away. Love, no protest from Agassi. Wild first serve. That was wide. Dad looking on. 30-15. new number one. Marcelo Ríos. And we'll be back to talk with him right after these messages. Idolizing to be the number one player in the world. There's Andre Agassi and how far he has come. Last November, he was playing on the Challenger circuit, ranked number 141 in the world, and now he's moved to the top 20. Meanwhile, this was a few moments ago. Marcelo's father, Jorge, coming down, embracing his son. And then his girlfriend, Patricia. And the noise has been steady here from the Chilean contingent. Let's go down to Mary Carrillo.
Marcelo, I'm just guessing that this is the greatest moment of your whole life, huh?
Well, what do you think, man? It's been number one in the world with this beating Andre. He was number one before, and winning 2 tournaments in a row with all the players. I think I can't ask for more.
What was it like with this remarkable atmosphere? It's like Davis Cup out here.
Yeah, it's really great. It's like all this public coming here with me all the week, support me, and more in the final came a lot of Chileans to see this match, and well, thanks to everybody.
Aren't you a little surprised, perhaps, that you were able to take down Agassi in 3 straight sets and play such clean ball?
No, I didn't feel at all. I thought I was going to win. I was feeling really good. I've been playing a really good tennis, and I was really confident I can win.
Now that you're number one, do you feel like you're number one in the world yet?
I feel I'm number one and can be more than one, man. I'm playing great. I think if I'm playing like that, I'm going to be tough to beat.
That's obviously true. You have not yet won a major, but you got to like your chances going into the French and Wimbledon. I mean, this kind of game you're playing is going to work on any surface.
Yeah, I'm playing really good in all surfaces, not only because I didn't win a major. The tour is, I play 30 tournaments a year. The slams are only 4, and everybody play all the tournaments. So, well, if you're number one, it's because you play good.
No kidding. Was there any pressure, did you feel, from all of these fans going so nuts for you?
Yeah, you don't feel pressure. You feel pretty good, really excited, and coming and win a tournament like that and with all your public, it's really nice.
Remarkable performance. Well done.
Thank you very much.
Back to you, Bill.
All right, Mary, thank you very much. And the memories of the disappointment, the final of the Australian Open, just distant now, as Marcelo Ríos is the new number one player in the world. We'll be back with a trophy presentation and look at some great moments from the Lipton in a moment.
Time. Play. Advantage Rado. Game, set, match, Rado.
A different world.
Go down to Tony Trabert for the trophy presentation.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Now, Andre, would you come out, please? Andre, first of all, congratulations on a great tournament. You're making a fine comeback. How do you feel you played?
You know, I felt like I played pretty well today. I struggled a little bit with the sun on this side with my serve, but Marcelo played extremely well today, and congratulations for a great match.
You had some tremendous rallies from the baseline. Did you start a little tired at the end, or were you still strong?
No, I felt pretty good. I just couldn't. I wasn't picking up the ball as cleanly as I wanted to, and I wasn't pulling the trigger. So I felt a little tentative on a couple shots, and that ended up costing me at some crucial points of the match.
Well, we'll look forward to seeing you here next year.
Oh, are you kidding me? This place is great.
Marcelo. Little bit of a Davis Cup atmosphere today. It must have felt good for you.
Yeah, I've been feeling this from the beginning of the week. Been playing matches all over the week with all this crowd, and more today. All the people came from Chile and Latin America to support me, and it's great, man. When I'm like this and being number in the world is great.
To present the trophy to our champion, again, Mr. Richard Goldstein. Richard.
Marcelo, congratulations to you. And a great victory. You're number 1 in the world. We at Lipton salute you for winning the Lipton Championship this year. You're only the 2nd Latin American to ever be rated number 1 in the world. What a great honor. We congratulate you.
Ladies and gentlemen, the 1998 Lipton men's singles champion, Marcelo Ríos.
Quite a day for 22-year-old Marcelo Ríos. Back with much more from the Lipton after these messages.
We've said tiebreaker. Sampras versus Agassi.
I'm Marcelo Ríos, and when the rankings come out tomorrow, this is how they'll look. Ríos number 1, number 2. After a run of 102 weeks, Pete Sampras, and number 3, Peter Korda. And I guess, Mary, that would be one of the surprises here at the Lipton, but there were plenty.
Yeah, there really were. That Pete Sampras really didn't come up with the goods again. It was a bit of a surprise. Now he's lost his number 1 ranking. He always talks about the majors being the most important thing, but guess what? Because he hasn't, been producing on the ATP Tour on a week-in, week-out basis, he's now number 2 in the world. That was a surprise. Another great surprise was Anna Kournikova, the way she played here at the Lipton, beating 4 top 10 players in a row, getting herself all the way to the final. That was a big surprise. The biggest of all, though, was that Venus Williams was able to win this title, taking out the world's number 1, Martina Hingis, for the 2nd time this year.
She's beaten her 2 of 3 times they've met in 1998. We thought you'd like to see a little bit of the end of that match.